I'm Richie, here with Chewy.
Uh-huh.
Jesus, speak!
Hi.
So, to give a little back story, so as probably a lot of you have seen it, that TikTok, Fox News talking about the Super Bowl performance of Bad Bunny coming up. So yeah, that's where we're reacting to today.
So now they're giving us Bad Bunny. The Super Bowl has announced the new halftime show, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Are you a big Bad Bunny guy?
Not a fan, but here's my advice to Americans, because a lot of conservatives are freaking out, okay? Don't be mad that we have a cross-dresser who doesn't speak English doing the halftime show, because if Kamala won, he would have been a cabinet member. You wouldn't have got 10 minutes. You would have got 4 years. And that's my advice to my conservatives that are flipping out. It's like, if we can get through a president who didn't speak English for 4 years, we can get through a halftime show.
All right, so you're going to be rocking out to Bad Bunny no matter what?
No, not rocking out. And to be clear, in an ideal world, the celebrities would speak English, okay? And that's where it's a problem. The game is in San Francisco. They should have a San Francisco act.
Okay.
Fuck you, Fox News.
Oh my.
All right, so with that being said,
Okay, video's over.
are you a big Bad Bunny fan?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't expect that answer.
I like his music. I liked his new album that he dropped earlier in the year and such. I understand that this video came from because of the reception of him being chosen as the headliner to perform at the Super Bowl.
Mm.
And so, you know, obviously people are gonna have their reactions to it. This one I found to be a very strong reaction to it in a bad way.
Mm.
I just think that, like what they said there, including the part where it's like, you know, let's get a headlining act that can actually speak English, you know. I think they were in the wrong for that, honestly. I think that this comes with like how progressive the U.S. has like become in a way in certain years. Not recently. Sometimes we've seen it go a few steps back, sadly. I think him performing is going to be great, you know, because regardless of the language, right? Especially if you listen to music that is outside of your language, right? You can still understand that there's a mood, there's a tone, there's an expression, especially from his music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he can be very political when he wants to be, very energetic, which I know he's going to bring the energy and stuff like that for that performance. Personally, I think that a lot of people are just judging it because, you know, they don't know who he is. I think it shocked me too. Like in the last few days, I've seen a lot of TikToks of people being like, "Oh, who is he? You know, I've never heard of him." You know, 77 million listeners on like Spotify, and correct me if I'm wrong here, like around 60 million on Apple Music and stuff like that. So, no, yeah. I've also seen people react to him for the first time, and some people like it, some people don't like it. I want to know what do you think about this? Like about him being chosen and about the reaction.
Okay. So, just to disclose, I'm not the biggest Bad Bunny fan. I find some of his music decent. I find some of his stuff annoying. So let's start with that. I'm Hispanic, so obviously I understand both Spanish and English, and I like, you know, reggaeton. I like trap, Spanish trap, you know, all that. I've been aware of Bad Bunnies for years now, so I know a lot of his stuff and controversies and all that. I'll play devil's advocate. I think a big portion of America that's Anglicized, they don't care for cultures where you're going to have to learn their language.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it could be understood because it is kind of like we speak English, so why should we learn a different language when you're coming here, or, you know, and specifically, you know, to the Super Bowl, let's say, right?
Right.
Now the counter argument could be made. Well, you know, you see other countries, you have American artists going to other countries in Latin America, Asia, you know, where they don't speak English fluently, but yet they're listening. They're to the concerts, being performed in English.
Yeah,
And I feel that's a bigger argument that I've always had.
it's
Right, our culture in many ways is very ignorant, very closed.
yeah,
Not everybody, all right, but I feel different populations in the country will feel different, right? To a lot of the stuff. For example, like, and I know I'm gonna get crucified, but oh well. I don't like K-pop. I don't.
right.
Right. Besides not understanding Korean, just the music, just the style. I don't like it. I don't. Right. Um. So I can understand that. Obviously, it's an American sport. It's an American, honestly, a tradition at this point. The Super Bowl. So I'm not too surprised that people would be up in arms, especially with the political atmosphere that we have right now, right? That anything progressive brought into the conservative realms, it starts World War III and vice versa, right? It's funny how, and again, I'm not gonna get into debating about Fox News and all that because
They're showing themselves with this one, but I mean,
but
not-
it's just hilarious to me how we always point out the stuff on the left, the progressives, the hypocrisies, the hypocrisies, right? And but the double standard that this is the same news media who's up the ass of the president in office right now, including having many people of their media in the cabinet themselves. But I've always said this. This is both on the left and the right. The selective blindness, because they have whatever they feel towards the other side, and I wouldn't say that they lack self-awareness. They avoid self-awareness, where it's like you literally are doing the same thing. But anyways, so with that being said, I can understand why some people can feel like, okay, I don't speak Spanish. Why am I gonna have this, Spanish speaking celebrity coming to the Super Bowl? Now how many football fans stick around to listen to the performances? I don't know. There's thousands of people who tune in just to watch the Super Bowl halftime show alone and not really watch the rest of the show. So, but I don't know. I'm not a football fan, so that's kind of out of my expertise.
usually that's what I did with Kendrick Lamar last year, because they said similar things about him too, and the language comment they even said it. It's like, how are people gonna understand his music? He's just gonna mumble on stage, and I think it's that type of ignorance that really lets you see like the people that they are. And then especially too, like if you were to ask them like, oh, who would you want to do the Super Bowl or the halftime show instead? They bring up some old act like Metallica or something like that. And it's just like, it's not even relevant. Or like even worse, Taylor Swift.
Okay, but again, playing devil's advocate to you,
Mhm.
right? We're always gonna have that.
Fair.
So what do we expect? You get me? Like, if you're bringing a act that's clearly leaning more progressive, what are we exactly expecting from the more conservative side?
I'm saying that I think that they're choosing an act that isn't what like they consider to be acceptable. Like, not saying that Taylor Swift is conservative or progressive, because I have no idea what she is. I just think that that is an act that they would prefer.
I think there should be two.
There should be two.
Like, people are still gonna be complaining, but find something that the conservatives will like, and the progressives will complain about it. But then maybe pacify them a little bit, throw somebody on the progressive side. But then the conservatives are gonna be complaining about it. Then just get right back into the game. Like, because football, right? American football it doesn't attract just one side of the political field.
Yeah.
So obviously you're gonna have people that will clash when it comes to stuff like that. Like we don't want that progressive shit over here, right?
Yeah.
Just like I'm pretty sure if it was a progressive crowd and you brought somebody that was controversial, I don't know, like let's say some washed up has been like a Kid Rock,
Good example.
like we would be up in arms, right? The progressive side would be up in arms. I lean either way before anybody comes at me. But people would be up in arms if on the progressive side.
Would you prefer Kid Rock at the
Hell
halftime
no.
show? No.
Even if he was a progressive, hell
Who
no.
would you want at the halftime show? Like who would
I
you
don't
see?
care. I don't watch these. So to
don't-
me
you
it's
don't?
irrelevant to me. So
Fair enough, fair enough.
I'm trying to play, somewhere in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, my bias is aside of Bad Bunny's music. I can understand like why do we have to bring that? And okay, fine, it's progressive, but then don't be surprised when the conservative side starts complaining because this halftime show, this game, this tradition at this point doesn't just attract one type of people.
Yeah, it
You
affects
get me?
everyone. Like,
Yeah.
They have over like
Or hell, I don't know, create two
They're-
different Super Bowls.
their views are in the billions. So
Yeah.
I mean it's bound to happen.
And people are going to like Bad Bunny, people are not gonna like Bad Bunny. People are not, maybe people who aren't into that type of music are going to like who the f- is this mumbling, Hispanic guy? You know,
He's
and-
Puerto Rican.
And start getting into like what the piece of shit said, the cross dresser and all that.
Yeah.
Like obviously, these are idiots, right? However you might feel, whether you agree or disagree, it's when you start entering to just being hateful and disrespectful of people's preferences.
Yeah.
However you might feel, you don't have to be an asshole about it. But
Yeah.
that's just my take. Anything before we end it?
Nah, I got nothing.
So let's keep it respectful in the comment section, people, whether you agree or disagree. But yeah, let us know if you're going to watch the halftime show. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Let us know if you have a different opinion. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. I bet that you'll find something you'll be interested in our catalog of many videos at this point. And we'll be seeing you guys next time. Please hit that like, share, and notification button. And we'll see you guys next time. God bless.
Bye.